Do, do, do. Check, check. Okay, cool. Now my mic's on. All right. Cool. All right, let's get back into it. I'm hoping that worked. I just had to plug in my mic. I hope I don't have to restart my stream or anything. So let's go. All right. So last time we built this functionality. This is getting really cool. We've got the ability to transfer between cameras. Now this is all awesome, but we're getting away from the bigger picture, and this is really important because we absolutely need this. But we need to figure out, specifically, okay, now that we've got these cool functions, how are we going to be able to drive them all? Where is this coming from? I want to use like a super smooth, clever system that will let me just continue to queue up my software, and I basically, when I stream, I want to be able to not have to deal with like user interface and stuff. Like I know CodeMiko has her own interfaces and whatever, and she can like choose, she can have like outfits and stuff, but I don't know if that's going to be me. I think what we're going to be doing in this one is we're going to be, in my streams, we are going to be setting up a controller that kind of like flexibly lets us do filmmaking from anywhere. That's sort of the idea. So if it's like this weird shot down here, cool. If it's like, you know, something cinematic, we want to be able to do that. And I want to keep building things from the ground up to, you know, work really well. So this should all be great. Eventually I'd love to add like a multiplayer function, and then I can start collaborating with people. It'd be cool to have someone else like direct my shows. But we'll start off with just making the best controller that we possibly can. So let's pop out of here, and then I'm gonna in real time here, I'm gonna just sort of like build myself some requirements. Like this is sort of an engineering thing. Like I'm gonna change this awful color too, if I can. Oh gosh, I hate this. Is there any of these that don't look terrible? No, they all look hideous. We'll go with that one for now. Basically, I'm gonna create a nope, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna create just a very solid sort of instructional document that's going to show me what I'm trying to create in here. So requirements, it needs to have modes. I want to be able to have modes so I can do different things with my controllers. I'm going to write that down. Use controllers. Specific context tasks. So maybe I'll put maybe I'll write down what they are here. So it's got to have modes. It's got to have it's obviously got to work with my index. So I'm gonna write down that. Get rid of this terrifying gizmo over here. The yeah, well we're gonna it's got to use the index, and then we're gonna get to what modes specifically, but then it's got to be seamlessly interactive, and I'll explain what that means. I want this thing to be not like be visible on screen, kind of what I was saying earlier. I want it to just work. And I want to be able to give myself like a little bit of a cue. Oh, Songdong Kim. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome for the blueprint tip. If you want to hang out, I'm building I'm doing more camera stuff right now, actually. I'm just setting this up, but we'll be uh-oh, somebody's calling me. Who's calling me? It's probably spam. Let's It's always spam. I'm doing more camera stuff today. So that's what I'm working on. Yesterday we built a like an interactive camera lerping technique, which lets us transfer between. I'll just pull it up. I'll pull it up at some point. But we built a camera transition technique with Blueprint, and I'm rounding out more features here. So I'm just going through this list and explaining specifically what else we're going to do. So I want my whole control scheme to be invisible to on screen. So this means I can use it on a laptop, I can use it with one monitor, I can use it with 3 monitors, I can use it fine. I want to have an additional controller. 2.7 just like 2.7 finally announced that they have like a controller editor that you can build web page controls, and I don't know if I'll be using that for a while, but I'm gonna try using OSC so that I don't have to see anything on screen, and then I want to be invisible on screen, and I want to be able to paradoxically be able to tell visually what I'm doing. So because what I would like, ultimately what I'd really like is if in my bottom corner I just have a little icon in the bottom that tells me what mode I'm in, or how am I controlling this scene. And then in terms of what this thing controls, I think that's going to be mode specific. So I'm just gonna make a new heading for all the modes. So the modes specifically, I'm gonna give it this. I want to be able to control camera movement, camera settings, aperture, focus, ISO, etc. And those will be tied together. I want to be able to control my mocap, so I'm already using the Valve Index specifically to control my Vtube setup. So I'm also going to want to have a mode where I can like lock up my hands, or like maybe change some variables that change how much I'm doing with them. So mocap controls. Media textures. So that's good. Media textures, because I'm going to be moving away from the blue screen thing, and eventually I'm going to be moving on to actually like just having a media texture in my background, which would be much better. So it can control media textures. What else? Camera movement, camera settings, mocap controls, media textures, because that'll be like my computer and stuff. I don't think there's much more I need to interact with my hand controllers, but I want to be able to toggle through all these things and see adjustments. So we're gonna make some blueprints that will solidly follow up what I'm doing with all of those things. We just want it all to feel seamless. I don't want people to see what's going on. If people watch my streams, they'll be able to see a little icon in the bottom, and they'll kind of know what I'm changing, but I just want it to be out of the way and as non-distracting as possible. Media textures, is there anything else? It'd be really cool if someone made an OBS plugin for Unreal and I could control that too. That would be amazing to be able to press record on my index controllers. Be super cool. Camera movement, mocap controls, media texture. It feels like there's just one more thing, and it's gonna bug me if I can't figure it out. But I guess just like probably maybe some lighting, and then just additional scene stuff. For camera movement, I want to be able to use my indexes in terms of like the way they're pointed to be able to change which way the camera is going to move. So let's point, or So we'll use the rotation of the controllers to operate the camera. Rotation, that'll be cool. We kind of already have camera movement, so this is cool. This is just a good way to start. But this is where we are. I've got this stuff going on. If I grab my index controllers here. Now we're getting organized. Now we're making real progress. So, already clicked in my window here. Yeah. Just waiting on this controller. Yeah. Cool. So that's really good. We could pair these up to start doing our camera transfers. You know, and I also want to be able to vary the amount of movement. So currently I have everything set up to move super slowly and to dolly in and out really nicely, but I want to be able to set it up where I can change that. So if I want to whip pan in, I can do that. I can do that with the rotation of the controller. I can do that with my thumbsticks. Although I'm really liking the thumbsticks so far. This feels really good. Yeah. It feels so cool that I can also transfer back to what I was doing before. And then, yeah, obviously I want to be able to control the zoom as well. That'll be a big deal. It'll be really great if we could start that today, and then we'll see if we could do Sung. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Have you ever seen anyone do a Hitchcock zoom? I'm going to be trying to do a Hitchcock zoom with this setup here. Let's see here. Dolly zoom, yeah. Okay, you know what? That's my next goal with this thing. I want to be able to control my cameras. So we're gonna build a camera controller. We already have the way of transferring between two zooms. Actually, you know, we could do it. We could do a fast one right now. So we've got. We don't need this. Okay. I'll leave it. All right, fair enough. We're gonna have this guy right here, and then you're about to implement a dolly zoom, or about to implement a character controller, or a camera controller, or what specifically were you about to implement? All right, so I gotta set my focus correctly here. Then can I pilot this? Yes, I should be able to. Get game view back. Pilot this one. I'm working a little too hard on this. This is probably overkill, but it's fun. It's fun overkill. Dolly zoom to trigger. Press on a keyboard for general camera preset. Yeah, cool, dude. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I need to check your channel out. I want to see what you're doing. Are you using metahumans? Or are you doing like a stylized character, or specifically what's your setup? So manual focus distance. I'm gonna set that. Doing a really rough level blueprint in 4.26 based on unpacked key presses to switch between cameras and camera anims. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's a great place to. And that's like some of the first stuff I started building, because like when I started doing Unreal, I was like, how do I move these things around? Like, that's awesome. But I don't know what. Yeah, not to insinuate that you're a beginner. I have no idea where you're at. That's like, but the system you're describing, using custom characters, stylized PBR look. Oh, sick. Yeah, I'm all about that. I'm not quite doing the PBR thing, but I am all about the stylized custom character thing. I think that's big. I feel like I don't know if people care that people make their own avatars, but I feel like I feel like it's important to me at least. So, Deaf Beginner, Frankensteining metahuman materials and the character. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm wondering how people do that. Are you like a Maya user? I have no idea. Like I saw that what's his name? Corey Strasberger, his Xanadu project. He was able to get a lot of metahuman stuff onto his character, and he like totally Frankensteining things and animating it live, and it was like, what? How's he even doing that? Next, trying to go for a groom hair in UE4 and making custom levels. Yeah, I haven't played with hair before. Hair, it seems cool. It seems cool. It's intimidating to me. All right. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. I'm looking for my specific camera number. So I'm going to make this one 1, and this one is already 2. Sweet. That was 3. All right. Cool. So if I go to camera 1, oh, that's not quite satisfying. But that dolly's, yeah, it's too fast too, but that it can definitely be achieved. I could probably achieve it manually by the time I'm done with this stream. Yeah, it's cool. It's gonna get there. All right. So I was looking around on Reddit today. Copying, got more. Go for a groom, yeah. Taking the material and swapping the material and copying shaders. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can totally copy all those shaders over. Those shaders are huge. Those things take forever. Yeah. I do think you need to like customize metahumans. I think you're like totally on the right track with that, because I feel like the metahumans are cool, but like you see it and you're like, I know what system that was made in. So if you can really seriously customize your own, then that's I think gonna make a difference in terms of like how you brand things. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my camera controller. Be thinking about how I'm doing things today. So I'm gonna set this up with the functionality to change my camera settings, but a part of me is wondering if I actually want to make more blueprints for this. Like if I was reading on Reddit that somebody said that if you switch out different player controller classes, that acts as like a more solid state machine, which I guess we would need to do from the game class level. We would need to be able to build our toggle there, but that would be interesting. So I'll make a new one. New functionality here. Central topic. All right, so function. How does this work? So I'm gonna have my game mode. My game mode is gonna switch out player controllers. Toggle from index. I think it's gonna be my right B button is gonna be my toggle, and that's how I'm gonna do this. So player controllers. Mode 1, because I've kind of built a mode 1 right now, and that's mode 2. So camera movement, camera settings, camera switching. If this thing actually turns out really cool, I might want to just like put it out there on the marketplace or something like that. But Sung, would you want to like test drive something like that if I just like put up a Vtube controller on GitHub? Would need people to see if they could work on their end. All right. Cool. So yeah, so the start of this would be, it would be good to do a little experiment at the game controller class, so this virtual characters. So I'm gonna open my full blueprint editor. I'm gonna add something in here. I'm gonna add I'm gonna go to settings and I'm gonna create an input. Not to get too chaotic, but let's get to it. An action mapping. It's going to be called toggle, and it's going to be index right B press. Whoa, I can get like a touch. Like I can find out whether or not my finger's on the button. That's so cool. So B press, and then let's see. All right, cool. Oh no, I just lost my controllers. I actually have the wrong base stations hooked up today, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do do anything with my avatar without like significantly bogging down the stream. But all right, let's see if I can get that in here. Toggle. Can I get an event and action mapping in my input? Toggle modes. And then let me add like a I think tab key would be great. Add tab key. That'd be cool. Ooh, I didn't want to make a whole new thing. I just wanted to add a new. Yeah, there we go. So this will be sort of like a master control that will work for everything. So my question is, can I get a functionality like this in the game mode? Because if not, I think maybe it's pointless and I should just build another something. If I should just build something else. Because let's see. Because I should have access to all these classes. So if I type in like a set player controller, set player controller ID. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm wondering if I can change this stuff dynamically. This is maybe not how you're supposed to use Unreal Engine. This is how you find out though. This is maybe not how you do it. Wow. All right. Okay. So what's my next move here, I wonder? So I have this camera controller, and it's great. It should be called like camera switcher controller. And I'm liking what it can do for me, but at the same time, I'm wary of enormous blueprints bogging everything down. We wrote this yesterday. This is not a great blueprint. This is somewhat inefficient. Don't even get me started on this thing. These things are nasty. I found this Tumblr yesterday called Blueprints from Hell, and I might have some qualifying entries for that thing. I've seen some bad things get made in Blueprint. Yeah. Okay. So how do we think about this? How do we think about this? I think I'll keep it all in one. So I'm going to revise my technical drawing. I'm just going to actually just like, oops. I'm just going to promote this. Definitely still toggling from the index, but this is going to be within the player controller. And then, because I have to be organized. That looks terrible too. It's like we're making blueprints about blueprints. That works for me. Okay. Back to it again. So we're gonna have a lot of these functions. So because I'm gonna have all these different modes, I think there's a couple things I'm gonna do here. One is I'm gonna start seeing if I can start collapsing some of these without breaking anything. If I can collapse all of this down, collapse nodes. Yeah, okay. So I've got graphs within graphs, and that's going to be way easier. So let's call this, oops, pre-lerp camera binder. Sung, if you're still on here, you never answered my question. Would you I'm taking a straw poll right now of you, the one person in my stream, of would you specifically like to test out a camera controller if I put my camera controller on GitHub? All right, cool. So this is keep this whole thing from just becoming a giant mess. We'll keep our event begin play here. And I'm gonna start organizing these based on nodes. So this is gonna be camera switch mode. Oh, you were away. No problem. As blueprints or as project, I think I would probably just publish a project and then just like let people download it, and then you could, you know, if you wanted to migrate the blueprints out of there, you totally could. But I think as far as I know, my functionality would just live between my camera controller blueprint and my pawns. I'm pretty sure that's all I'm rocking right now in terms of this camera controller. Gotta change these. So I'm gonna make this. Just gonna like push everything out. Regardless, yes you would. Okay, cool. Now I gotta hold up my end of the deal. I gotta make that. All right, this is going to begin play. You're using the index controller for inputs? Yes, that's right. Yes, I am. So I'm tailoring this for me, but I am trying to code it in such a way that other people could use it. What's your system? You said you were going to use a keyboard. Are you doing mocap through something, or what are you specifically? What's your hardware setup? You have a Rococo suit. Oh, cool. Me too. My suit's not been working super well, but yeah. It might take you a little bit of time to figure out how to get that thing hooked up with your custom avatar, but once you do get it, you can probably get it exactly to your specifications. Controls. We're gonna keep. So currently using the key presses, so they won't work on a Stream Deck. Yeah. Oh, so they do work on a Stream Deck. Just my monitor's far away. Yeah. Okay. I don't have a Stream Deck. I'm just using everything out of OBS, but I assume the Stream Deck, you feed it an HDMI or something like that, and it has hardware that does a lot of that encoding for you, and then you can get that live. If I understand that right, yeah. Post calibration was a bit of a hassle. Spine and finger rotations. Yeah. Do you have the gloves, or do you just have the suit? Everything glove suit and using face as well. Oh, you're actually using face. It's interesting. I'm not trying to take the prize out of anybody's mouth, but pretty sure that their remote controller that you use for face is pretty much just the same as the LiveLink Face app. Like, I'm not sure if there's any added benefit for doing that in Rococo, other than, I mean, it is kind of expensive. Yeah, I have the gloves. I think the gloves are amazing. They're really cool. I'm excited to see it go further. Although I'm interested in why, like, some of the really high power creators in the VTube space are all XS and Manus. Xsense and Manus. Blah. That's an interesting one. So okay. Controls over here. I like to keep things organized, but also I have like a little bit of a synesthesia thing going on. So like in my head, certain letters or certain colors, like B for begin is blue. Xsense has absolute positional tracking. I haven't looked into their stuff. That's definitely better than Rococo's, but I'm pretty sure even they are an inertial tracking model. I think they're I had not understood it that way. I had heard Citizen Meta 1 say that was still inertial capture. I think it's just better inertial capture. Yeah, I've kind of wondered, because like I've run into limitations with my Rococo suit, and I wondered, should I just buy a bunch of more Vive trackers and just have an alternative way of working? Because that seems like, could be cool. They track on a visual sensor. I think it depends on, like, I know they have a bunch of different products. Like maybe they have something that does that, but I don't think Xsense does that. I think Xsense is a kind of like a beefy Rococo, and I think they have a calibration process which is a little bit more exacting, and then they have a little bit more how should I just put this, a little bit more power in their interfacing app. I'll look into that again. I've always just kind of like not hung out on their website because I don't want to get depressed for like how amazing their solutions look versus like how much it costs, because it costs an arm and a leg. Did you get that pun? Yeah. All right, some controls here. I'm gonna make these red, not too red. Yeah, cool. So those are my controls. So I'm gonna have different modes. I'm gonna have my camera switch mode. Yeah, no, I mean, it's so pricey. It seems super cool, but just depressingly pricey. So camera switch, camera settings. I'm gonna make one called camera settings and then one called like camera operate, because I'm from that old school way of filmmaking where the guy who's holding the camera is called the camera operator. Then I hope this is a big enough space. I'm not irritated at myself for doing it this way. This seems pretty good actually. This is something I didn't quite get to finish. Call this oh yeah. Have you had to deal with any self-collision IK rig in your setup? Great question. Yes, I have had to deal with that. So in my setup, like I said, I don't have my base stations on in my room, so I'm gonna mess it up. But like if I tried to show you, but what I have is I have two vibe trackers that I can use for my elbows, and they by the time I have those on, they work fine. But I do have weird position problems with my elbows for my hands and stuff. Yeah, I didn't stream when I set that stuff up. I'm trying to think of, or at least I didn't stream it live. Like I recorded my workflow. The way I got through that is just by creating two-bone IK nodes in Animation Blueprint. I haven't started messing around with Control Rig yet. It's on my list. I've been avoiding it because it's always easier for me to just jump on and stream like something I know how to do. Like I know how to do this really well. I've built a couple of camera control systems, so this is easy for me. Ooh. I was gonna call this modes. Or Modsy. Modes. Font size. Yeah. Make it big. So somewhere in my controller blueprint over here, I'm going to build this toggle for my modes. Yeah, did that answer your question about the IK stuff? Was that a fulfilling answer? I can show it to you later on, but that really is just me. It's really just the simplest way of doing it is that two-bone IK thing. I just have the animation blueprint like trying to target physical VR solvers, not physical VR solvers, just VR solver blueprints that I have in the scene. Eventually I'll redo it in Control Rig, and then I'll find some way to smooth it out a little bit, because currently it's very jank, but we'll get there. Been considering slapping more trackers on the suit and figuring out if I can do IK self-penetration for hands, fingers. Oh, you're going to put more sensors on your Rococo suit? Oh, wow. That's fat. Oh, that's interesting. Self-penetration or hands, fingers. So I know one way people do that is just by doing physics sims on their skeletal mesh, so that you could do occlusion that way. Like you could, because I think Citizen Meta One was talking about that at one point, and he said that he was interested in it, but was a little bit worried that he would get his like joints locked up. I think it seems like a worthwhile experiment to me. But you see my character is like really stylized. Like I'm not super worried about everything being super physically accurate. I'm wanting to tell good stories and create cool content. Yeah, let's set up the functionality for these modes, and then we'll work a little bit backwards and try and set up the controller, because I want to make something cool during the stream. And I think the next coolest thing I could do would be set up some controls. So, but yeah, your VR tracker solution is if you're going to do it that way, that might work. That might be cool. I'd be interested to see what you've got for that. If you've got like a really good solution there, like I want to see it. I want to know what you're up to with that. Toggle modes. I'm gonna add one called, and then oh no, I didn't want to do that. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Yikes. Add something called change camera setting. And no, I want to do this on an axis mapping, actually, I think. Yes, I do. You'll notice that I have some really weird stuff going on with a client is texting me. I'm gonna have a hard time not looking at that for an hour. Oh. Okay, that was big. I needed to handle that. I think everything's okay, but okay. So this next X mapping is going to be called change camera setting, and we gotta do two weird things here. We got to make an X and a Y. Change camera setting X, and I'll explain. This is a weird one because my Valve Index controllers are, I guess, just I don't know if it works better for Unity, but we have to create like an underscore X and an underscore Y for each setting. So change camera setting underscore Y. Also client text. All right, back at it. Okay, so index. I'm gonna grab the trackpad. Oh yeah, trackpad X and trackpad. Start trackpad X. I'm only gonna grab one of these two. Google Daydream. I don't even know what that is. Go with the left. We'll go with the left ones for camera change. That's fine. So I'm gonna go with that Y1, and then I'm just gonna go over here and hook it up for now. Camera settings, Y. I'm gonna grab that. Oh, nope, I wanted the action input. Boom. So we're gonna start by just printing that. And instead of printing hello, we're just going to print the value. So and then we know whether or not anything's actually working, and it's not, so that's good. So whenever we get that input, camera setting, change camera setting X, change camera setting Y. Trackpad X, trackpad Y. That's because that's a Vive. Not a valve. That's a Vive. Something was up. Let's not count our chickens yet, though. Could be something else. Trackpad. And X, trackpad. Okay. Let's see if that changes things. Actually, it has not yet changed. Here we go. Yes. Cool. So basically, I guess it doesn't map as far as I thought, but I guess it maps further on one end than the other. But we can see that mapping. That's cool. Let's go ahead and just, for now, we'll attach this to a function. Or a custom event. Custom event. Let's make a custom event, and we're gonna start with the focus. Change focus. So I'm gonna give it a float value. That might not mean anything, but we'll just do it. Because I specifically have designed this to work with pawns. I don't know if you were around yesterday, Sung, but I have my whole camera controller system is based around controllable pawns. So I'm gonna write a new macro here, and I should probably just make a new macro library. I'm gonna try and do that briefly, and if we can't figure out how to do that within like 2 minutes, then we're not gonna mess with it. Blueprint class. So from the actor, wait, no, we don't want that. We want blueprint function library, blueprint macro library. Yes, we want to inherit from the object, and then this is going to be macros. So this is a way of putting code inside, just like code that we can access easily. So I'm going to make a new macro. I'm going to call it add to setting, or add access map to current setting. And hopefully this helps us a little bit. Probably could have done this with our counter capper. That would have been really good. All right, so basically I'm gonna have this change focus here. It's gonna come through. We don't want this to fire all the time, because you can just see there's just like a bunch of axis mappings coming in. So change camera setting, maybe that's something we gotta like live with and deal with, of just having that around. But I'd be interested to see how many axis functions you can run before it slows down the game, or axis input axis events. I hate terminology. Change focus. So I'm gonna go for my macro here. Let's start with an exec pin. Interesting. Okay. Add axis map to current setting. Okay, cool. So that'll come in here, and that'll fire out here. We are gonna give it another float value. No, we just want another one. Axis input. Cool. For the parameter additive change focus. Graph is not editable. What's going on here? I think I just have to like delete and remake that. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes these things happen. Yep. So this macro will come in. I'm starting to understand a little bit more about what macros do now, because I could clearly not have to execute something. I could just have it do math. Doesn't necessarily have to have an executable in and out, but I'm going to include that just to help my brain. Outputs. So we need another exec. Which we can't name it that. So we'll name it like execute out. So we'll take this raw axis input and then we're going to add it to something, but everything's going to have like a map of values here. So we're going to have like in every case, can we create local variables? I guess if we can, I don't know how, but we probably can in the macro. Yeah, we can definitely do it in the macro. But let's... So we're going to output a final floating point value. And I think we're just going to put like a map to curve in here. Or map range clamp. I think this is just -1 to 1, which is fine. We're gonna and then we're gonna get inputs here. So we need more stuff. So we need a minimum. Well, we don't really need to. No, what we need is a minimum and a maximum. So range. Considering. Is this how's it going for you, Sung? Is this stuff that's helpful? I know I've kind of been in something just a little bit technical for a minute, but unclamp it? No, unclamped would not be what I want. And then give me more floats, a minimum and a maximum. And then we need a current value too. And you know what? Let's add a threshold. So we're going to add a little threshold, just a simple one by using equal. .05 is going to be the limiter, because I don't want to just tap the button and lose something. That's not going to be good. Uh-oh, what just happened to my stream? What just happened? We just lost the stream for a second. I guess we're live again. Whoa. Huh. Wow. No. I want not nearly equal. Or I still want nearly equal. I want it to be 0 though. So the error tolerance I'm going to set to the 0.5. Then oh, not int. Select float. So this is going to come in. We're going to see if it's like, if I'm actually changing anything. If yes, then we're going to actually move it. So I want to be, because I don't want to accidentally flick anything, because these controllers are super sensitive. Let's make this a little less generous. So then I'm going to look and see if there's, I'm imagining a node. It might be this one. Yeah. I think this is it, actually. Yes, the in range. Yes. Cool. Call this new value. Awesome. Connect our minimum and our maximum. Yeah, I'm going to do another select float here. If it's within range, pick A. If it's not within range, I'm going to keep the current value. If it is within the range, here. It's the less sweaty side for all of these blueprints. Then we're going to get the current value plus float. And we should return it. Let's see if this bad boy works. So for a focus setting, let's actually see what our focus range is on these lenses. Let's open the invisible pawn class. I'm gonna go here to focus distance, maybe. No, it's not here. It's in lens settings. So our minimum, maximum focal length are defined, but I guess our minimum and maximum focal distance are not defined. So this 10,000 here, I'm gonna say that's our outer limit. That's far. That's the 100,000. Yeah, that's like all the way in the distance. Then we can promote these to variables if we want to. What? Oh, what? Maximum. Oh, it's because I put centimeters on the end of it. Is that it? That looks right. And the minimum, I'm gonna put like 5. So when we change the focus distance, of the current value, we'll make another macro here, actually. So let's make another one, and I'm gonna call this get camera pawn. And well, that's not an execute. You know what? This should stay inside the camera controller. This should be a very evergreen event that can just be called. Yep. I actually find it hard to believe I haven't coded this already. Yeah, part of this is probably in our... I guess I haven't. I'm gonna make the big one. So custom event get camera pawn. Let me insert text. Oh man, and a lethargy setting in. Oh baby. Let's get back to it. All right, so this is easy. Player pawn, get player pawn, return value, and then I'm just gonna go to invisible pawn. Oh no, this is silly because I can't return this. What do I have here? Yeah, my pawn checker. Let me just write this up here and then see if I can turn it into a... What is this? Camera view. I'm just gonna return the Cinecam. Okay, sweet, yeah, that's a good thing. Gotta go, but we'll check the stream out later. Get to reach you about the camera controller and share notes. Absolutely, you are absolutely about. That is totally. As many people as I could just genuinely share these cool experiences with as possible, the better. So please, by all means. And thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so basically, I'm going to turn this into... No. Collapse to macro. This is going to be get pawn camera. Inputs. Exec. Exec out, but also Cinecam component. Boom. Yeah, okay, cool. So now, so that became the get pawn camera. And let's add this here. Do that. Break. Focus settings. And you'll focus distance. Set that as the current. And then can't find email or contact. Oh man. Yeah, I need to work on that stuff, right? I'm very new at the be regular on YouTube thing. You can hit me on my site. If you go to woodydavis.com, that's where you can find me most regularly and most easily. I've got a contact form there. It's lame, but as far as I know, it works just fine. And then I can send you an email from that. I know that's super lame, but yeah, eventually maybe I'll make a Discord or something like that. And that'd be really cool. I just like so many freaking Discord servers out there, and I personally have too many, so I'd prefer to wait until that feels like a more necessary decision. But yeah, that's what's up for now. For now, just woodydavis.com, and then send me a form letter. Dang it, I hate that. But also, I haven't figured out like what email address I want to put up to like have people contact me here. Yeah, hopefully that helps. Sorry about that. All right. Make. Good luck with the blueprints. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Looking forward to hearing from you. And yeah, the more we can all share information on this stuff, the better we're all gonna be. It's cool. Okay, gone around the bend a little bit, but let's see if I can power up my index here, and let's see if I can adjust the focus. Just focus. Okay, so we're in here. We're moving. All right, time to debug. Not happening yet. So let's get some prints up in here. That change focus is being set. Goes in here. And let's add like a print to the end of this chain. See if it's at the end of the chain. We'll go backwards to forwards here. Okay. There might be trouble with my yes. Seems like I have some problems here. Current value goes in, maximum goes in. This is what we're feeding it out. Let's try setting our default invisible pawn to less than that. See if that, yes, okay, so we have that going on. I feel like it's getting stuck in the macro. All right, let's try an earlier point in this shindig. So maybe it's saying that we're not in range. All right, I'm still gonna. Yeah, okay, cool. Nice. So, bad math going through this thing here. So, what if we forget about the range altogether? If we just send this straight on. Let's see what happens then. Oh, man. Oh. Is there something else I'm missing? Big head scratch. Big head scratch. It's nearly equal to 0. If that's true, pick A. Oh, I think we actually want to switch that. Yeah, because if it's nearly equal to 0, let's keep it at 0. Right. Right. And then we pass that value on. And, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can make this focus. Change the focus setting. Come on. Oh, man. Let's change what we're printing. It's always a good step in the process. Ah, I see it now. We need some sort of multiplier, because that is not significant. That's not significant at all. Oh man, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. Yeah. All right. I have a friend who's wanting to join this stream, so I'm gonna generate a QR for him. And I'm generating a QR for myself, I guess, because I don't know of a good way to text people from my. Yeah, I have no. Yeah. This is turning into a little bit of a shit show of me trying to send somebody a URL. And that's not going to be interesting. Oh well. Is what it is. An interesting note for anyone who's watching this later on, there's this thing called body doubling, which is a very fascinating experience for people who deal with attention deficit disorder. That when you feel like you're in the room with somebody, you actually end up getting a little bit you actually get a little bit of a focus benefit because it's like, okay, we're here in context. And if you completely space out, someone else is going to notice in your brain. Yeah. It's going to be better this way. All right. So we need something to factor that will take our current data off of this select float pin here, increase it, and add it to the current value. So we need some multiplication going on. We need to be able to fire up, blah, language is failing me. I'm thinking about how to do this. This is a head scratcher. So I'm going to take this minimum, this maximum. Currently, I think we're all set up really well if we want to push anything from like 1 to 5 maybe, and that would be an interesting. That would also be interesting to have like sort of a control threshold, min and max. So I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna go ahead and add it. It'd be cool if I could just add a comment here. Float. And yeah. This situation, we can plug those in. I think it probably is like 5. So it's like I'm comfortable moving my controller any amount between like 1 and 5 to set something. Like that should be enough. So let's be extra sure though. Let's go back to the camera controller. I'm gonna set yeah. So our minimum I'm gonna say is -5. Maximum is 5. So and current value, let's just say it's 0. So because that should have added, oh yeah, it doesn't affect anything yet, so it doesn't really, yeah, I removed our ability to remember things too. Oops, so that's not great. Yep, no point in doing this. It was like 10,000. That was like that. It was like something like that. So we need from this minimum and maximum. I think I want to map to range. This is a tough one. I think actually I want to divide. Basically, what I'm trying to do is, yeah, I am trying to make sure that I'm scrolling between 2 values. I'm going to reuse this code, so I need to be able to scroll between a start point and an end point. Right now I have code that will do that, but it will take me a year to scroll from the far distance all the way back to where my character is placed. So by doing that, I need to do math to find a rate that I can factor that would be meaningful. So I think what I need to do is figure out what my max is. And then I'm going to subtract my minimum from it, because that'll give me the length of the whole range. And then I'm going to divide that by my control maximum. And I think that's going to be the same value as the minimum in the end. But I'm not going to delete it yet. So the minimum and the minimum divided by, or the maximum minus the minimum divided by the control maximum is, and then divided by the control maximum. So in this case, our control maximum is like 5. We said it was just going to be 5. That's fine. But we, even just for that, like in this case, 100,000 divided by 5 is going to be, you know, like 50,000? No, that's not right. It's going to be like 20,000, something awful. It's like 20,000. I hate math. This is why I program, because I don't like math. Then I haven't done anything cool in a while. Oh man, this is the kind of thing that you have to do though, because otherwise we're gonna keep rewriting code, or we're gonna keep doing things inefficiently the entire time. Yeah. So even after that, so that's where we're getting our. So we're gonna multiply everything by that, right? Let's just give it a try, and then we'll figure out if we need to add another division on top of that, because like we might find out that adding 20,000 to everything is not helpful, or multiplying our rate times 20,000 is really not what we are looking for. So this is our current rate of increase. Gonna times 20,000 or whatever. And then, because it's a floating point value, it should be pretty good. All right, that's cool. Let's see. Yeah, that didn't work. It's because we don't have a control maximum. We need a control maximum. In this case, I say our control maximum is 5. Infinity? What? What? Something went wrong here. Let's start by printing this. That's correct. All right, cool. And then next we'll print this. Yes, 20,000. That's what I thought. So the current value plus, oh yeah, I think we wanted, yeah, let's see if that changes anything. No, did not. I need to add like a secondary entertainment skill. I need to start like scatting or rapping or something whenever I'm struggling with some basic math. That'll make the problem worse. Undoubtedly. Oh. Access input. All right. I mean, that's what I want to see next, is just so we're getting 0. So somewhere in here we're multiplying by 0. That just makes sense to me. So in an error tolerant situation here, access input comes in, selecting the float. That float. Is that float going to 0? I didn't change anything. I don't know. I don't know what this is all about. This is okay. I guess this is working code. All right. Works for me. Let's try this now. Let's see if the whole chain works. And no, and it doesn't for some reason. We got to figure out that sort of in range problem. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're moving stuff around. I'm gonna need a bigger control maximum, I think. Yeah, because if I increase that number, I should subdivide this more. Now. Let's do it by like 100. Yeah, it's still such a jump. The problem with this one is it's like really on a curve. So like, oh, well then let's just maybe we just need to put it on a curve. Maybe that's actually the actual problem, is that we're dealing with something on a curve and we just need to lerp it. Oh yeah, you guys. This is we just needed to lerp two values, I think. Yeah, what all this stuff. I'm gonna leave some of it, but I'm gonna comment it out. But all right, so let's see. Curve table. No. Man, I know that there's like proper blueprint for this one, but I'm gonna use a timeline. Oh, I can't use a timeline in a macro, of course. Lerp curve. All right, let me look this one up. Yeah, Google time. Let's see. Okay. Get float value. Let's see, maybe we can't do this here. Maybe we can't do this here. Someone's saying get float. Someone on Reddit says get float value. Ah, curves, get float value. Nice. Go away, context. Nobody likes you. Okay, cool. So now we need a custom curve. Gonna go... Create blendable? No. What's underneath? Is it under blueprints? No. It's under like data or something. Physics. Miscellaneous. Drag. Yes, curve. So we're going to make a curve float. Then we're going to name this focus distance. I'm going to open this up. Ooh, the new curve editor in Unreal 5 looks slick. Okay, sweet. So I'm going to add a key here, add a key here. This is going to be what we said. 100,000. Let's normalize this. Cool. This one. This one's going to be 5 centimeters. Cool. Losing my indexes again. Yeah. All right. We've got to add the curve. This is already easier to use than Unreal 4. I'm just gonna say it. It's already easier. Cool. So our macro is gonna need a curve. Curve float object reference. So we're gonna make a curve float object reference. Pump that in. And then we're going to set our in time here. I'm just going to print it for starters. But this is going to be really helpful because like we're going to want to do different things. We're going to want to do all sorts of stuff. Like we're going to want to do apertures and you know, apertures are on a curve. Lots of things are on a curve in terms of their sets of values. Curve asset, focus distance. Sweet, I can just set it. Nice. Thought I'd have to bring it in as a value. All right, let's try this again. So 5 was our minimum. Yeah. And I get to 20K. On the end of it, our curve's not sharp enough. For sure. For sure, our curve isn't sharp enough. Because, you know, something 5 feet away from you, it's not going to take that many centimeters to get there. Yeah, probably we want like, I don't actually want the curve to go negative. Probably should be a really long time before we even get to 20. Like, what is the actual point? Would be 1,000. All right, let's try that. That's 300 centimeters and stuff. If I'm trolling around this thing, so it defaults to 5 whenever I fall back on it, but this is what I'm adding, right? So let's do the add thing next, because this is kind of it. It's kind of it. So let's add our current value to what we've got here, the pawn thing. And that's not working, because we specifically need to go negative as well. We need to go forwards and backwards. Yeah, okay, because we got to float in both directions. Okay, so we got to get the whole number, the positive and the negative. Yeah, that's what we're viewing next, is like get this curve and brother, this is the nastiest looking thing. This is bugging me so much. So we need a negative curve to, so whenever we go negative, we go to 5, because it maps that to the curve, so it gets us to 5. So we need a way of knowing. We need to switch on a, do we need to switch on a Boolean for like if it's greater than 0? That's probably not the best way to do it, but here we go. In times greater than, it's greater than 0. Context. Come back here. Select float. I just want to like, I want to make these go away. They're just like, they're just raw distraction. Can I just promote this to like a local variable? Not in the macro, no. We're going to select one of these two things here. This one's going to have a multiply. You know what? I'm just going to rewire these later. When things cross, I can't tell what's going on. So we'll have 1 come to the in time. 1 come to this to get the -1. And if the input itself is greater than 0, we'll get the positive. This one's greater than 0, we'll get the negative. So let's print that. Results are strange. Once again, I'm just gonna see my regular results again. Okay, then that's weird. We gotta solve that. I'm probably, you know what? I'm pushing this through on the wrong end. I think that's it. Okay, that's not good. No, that's not good. That didn't fix it. It's confusing though. It's making my head hurt. Why wouldn't it work that way? Huh. Maybe I gotta do it on both ends. This sounds weird. This one's gonna be really weird. Oh, never mind. That seems to be doing exactly what I need it to do, so. Yes, that makes total sense. Because we're mapping to the curve and it wants a 0 to 1 value, which this naturally lends itself to. But yeah. Okay, cool. So definitely killing the control minimum thing here. I'm gonna call this sensitivity. And that's gonna do something else. This is dead for sure. It's confusing. And next we're gonna work on the adding part. So we're going to take the current value plus current value plus the float value that we're generating, not from this guy, but from this guy. We're going to add those together. And this is going to be really nice. Okay, so why doesn't it stand still? It seems to be decreasing or increasing at a certain rate. Increasing or decreasing constantly. Okay, so I'm going to guess that this is actually the culprit here. We were going to say equal or near equal. So what happens when we kick a 0 through this? It goes, 0 is, right, like what does 0 do with greater than 0? It's not greater than itself, so it's less than. So then it kicks a minus to what's happening. So minus 0 is going through the curve. Who knows what that does? Kicks us out. It's weird. What happens if we just take the axis input, we just kick it through here, because that sensitivity setting was kind of a victory lap for me anyways. It is still subtracting. Whoa. Let's add another print before this print in the chain. And let's take our axis value and then let's make this one a different color. And you can see interesting, when we hold that value, it's fine. But then we're in the positive numbers, we start subtracting. It doesn't go, what is going on at negative 8.5? Then it starts dropping by like 300 a second. So we have a negative 300 or equivalent going through here. So something's going wrong. Something that's happening at this point here. The question is, what's happening when we have 0 coming through? When we have 0 as an input, 0 will be a common input. Let's try replacing this greater or equal to. Greater or equal to 0. Because when 0 is itself. Then we increase. More Boolean time. All right, we're just gonna screen 0. You hate to see it, but it is what it is. All right, yeah, this is the unglamorous part of the stream. We've long since passed the very simple tutorials. Eventually I will do a breakdown video where I explain all of this to anyone who bought this on Gumroad. Let's select float. equals 0, then pick A. Okay. It's actually starting to like clean up a little bit too, which is nice. I'm gonna just delete the whole range thing for now. Okay. Okay. All right. We gotta figure out how to stick it in the range. We gotta make sure that it's not gonna activate after a certain point. So let's figure that one out now. And I'm just gonna open up the float library. Just look. Exponential. Play with the in range again. Don't think it's gonna do what we really want it to do. Floats. Maybe wrap. Yeah, let's try this. Let's see if this will do. Let's see if this will do the trick. Hate when the blueprint lines cross, but you got to do it sometimes. Interesting. Oh. You know what's funny? We could have used this on our integers to like... Huh. Well, okay. The next thing I'm going to do is just slow down. I guess I didn't want wrap. I just wanted... I guess I wanted to just clamp. I think that's what I wanted. It's not my first time doing this, but my first time doing it well. If that makes any sense at all. Sensitivity. I think I can just... All right. So then yeah. We'll decrease this greatly. I'm still just like floored at how much like the curve just doesn't seem to feel like right at all in terms of the centimeters. Like these values should be getting slower. These focus distance curve. Let's revisit that curve, because it would be interesting, I think, to see what's happening here. Time 03, value is negative 27. Shouldn't be. Values. This thing just seems to be ignoring the sensitivity of the curve altogether. So tell me what you do with that. I don't like that. Don't like that very much. Also, that wrap, it's not cutting it. See if it gets stuck at the top. Yes. Yay. Yay, clamps. This is some easy blueprint stuff. It's like someone else should be able to just look at and go, Woody, use a clamp. Oh. I get it now. Aha! I think I know what's up. We have something that's out of order, and that's why this thing is scaling wrong. So we are accessing the curve correctly, and we're adding to the curve correctly, but we're adding it before the addition here. So that's all cool and whatnot, but it means we're getting the same values that we're adding and subtracting to the curve the whole time. So that's not actually helping us at all. And yeah, I think what because we're trying to get between these two values, trying to add to that. So we're not really wanting to add to the current thing. We're just trying to add to like whatever we had on the last frame. Maybe this was not the job for a macro, because I think we want to be adding a little bit to what we're doing every time, but this will come to me. This will come to me in just a second. Sometimes you gotta think. Let's see, what's up in the chat? Has anybody been around? Oh, not much lately. Not much lately. We got somebody hanging out. Yeah, whoever's out there, if you got any questions about anything, blueprint or otherwise, let me know. It's almost like, okay, I think I got it. We are gonna divide the last one by the curve, add our value from what we were getting off the curve. Let me just check something too, because it's like it's affecting the rate of things. Affecting the rate of our addition, but we want, it's not really about that. Yeah. Nick Boss, if that's you on this stream, and you know what I'm missing here, and you or if I can explain what I'm up to, and you got a tip, by all means. I've been stuck for a minute on this piece of crap. I'm going to try something weird and see if it works. I'm going to take the current value, and then I'm going to do something different. Instead of getting an in time, I'm going to see if there's another way I can work with this curve asset. Let's see if I can find curve time. Navigation pathfinding time. Let's see. It's under math. Float value, get curve position. That might be it. linear color atlases. I want to be able to plug in a curve float value and then get the time back out. Time range. That might work. That might work. Math curve. Get vector value. Get flow value. Get vector. Nah, if I try to do math off that, that's going to be linear. There's no way to do this backwards. We need to add. We need to add to a value that's going. The curve is the thing that we're going to do last. That's it. That's what's up. So we need some sort of value to come in last. So instead of the current value, we need some memory here. And this is not how you're supposed to use a macro, but I don't care. I've been staring at this thing forever. And yeah, it's obnoxious how long this has taken me. So I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to call this focus. Variation. And I'm going to get the new value, but I'm going to kick out the new variation as well. Variation's just a word I picked. This is crappy code for crappy people, but I'm doing my best. Variation is the wrong word. Let's see if it works. We go back to the camera controller. I'm going to save this. Promote this. What? Rig VM. Whoa. I didn't even mean to do that. I don't know what I just did. Promote to variable. And then I'm going to name that focus. Bad day in blueprints. It's been a bad day. We're going to tear it all down. We're going to tear it all down. From the ashes, we will build anew. So our axis input comes in. Immediately, I'm going to take this. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to add it. We're going to add the axis input onto our memory here. And that's going to be our that's going to stay within a range. We're going to clamp this. Clamp, float. We're going to clamp it from, yeah, we're going to clamp it 0 to 1. And then we're going to feed that thing back out. And I'm also going to feed it here because that's what gets printed. So index controller won't wake up. Cool. Now I'm going to add the sensitivity in to change how quickly that's being, how much I'm adding. Once this is done, everything will be so much better. All right. So now, let's see here. Cool. Lower that sensitivity even more. We'll have a working thing here. And basically, once we get everything clamped here, like once we have this, what we're going to do now is we are going to send that through the curve. Get, float, curve. Take our curve object and give this our end time, kick this back out. All right, let's see if that did what that did. Oh boy, that's it. That's the money right there. Just need more sensitivity. That's it. Nice. Oh yeah, baby. So there's some problems with what we did. This actually makes for pretty fine control. At least in the index. Yeah. So that's the trick, is that we're always making this change now. So I don't want to make the change unless we're actually tapping the controller. And because otherwise I would like our stuff to stay the same. So let's make a new macro called axis map greater than 0. Ooh, okay. So this is cool because we could just use an exec pin. This also needs an exec. So if it is that close to 0, do nothing. If it does, then that's all you. What did we call this? Called this axis map greater than 0. Cool. All right, so this means when we start up, if we have some stuff with already preset focus settings, we're not going to mess it up. Nice. Nice. More sensitivity would help, probably, but other than that. Yeah, this is just like a lens. Nice. This took us way too long. And honestly, really irritating that it did. Yeah, the next thing here is just making sure that we're just not, I just don't want us to lose any focus settings that we don't need to. It's like you saw, like the second we're in here, like I just go off the map really fast. Let's see if we hike this sensitivity way down. Let's try that. Yeah, okay. So if I push that all the way over here. Yeah, it's not necessarily intuitive how it performs. It's like I need to go back through and then add. I need to go back. I need a way of finding my. Like, if it's got to be a timeline, it could be a timeline. It really sucks. But let me Google, see if I can get stuff off of a curve. All right, so I'm looking around in the browser here, and it seems like there's C++ solutions. Retrieved. All right. Get value from animation curves. This is really, really tricky. Yeah. So we know how to get the float value. All right. Just gonna look again. Time range is always going to be 0 and 1. Okay, I'm definitely burning myself out. I've been on this thing for a long time, and how long have we been going? It's been. Does YouTube tell me that? No, they want me to be here forever. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this stream. It's just been a long time, and not particularly fruitful and not particularly entertaining. But that's okay. We made some real progress though on this. we got more organized, and then we added another feature underneath one of these modes. We made a focus changer, and to me, that is very cool. So I appreciate y'all who dropped in, and then those of you who found this later also appreciate you. All right, thanks. Bye.